Taking a stroll out here with the pups today. They done found a little shortcut in the fence. Come on. They done found a little shortcut in the fence. Yeah, taking a little stroll out here with the pups today. Y'all know this is my training field, but this is the very exact spot where I seen my first yellow dog at. Back in them days, this was all woods. This was all woods back in them days.
You know where I'll be.
Okay.
All right. Hey, just look down one side and find 81. Okay. I'm going deep.
Direct snap to Brady. Stands in the pocket. Fires it to the right, down the right sideline, and caught at the 2015 10-5. Touchdown, Patriots. Tom Brady ran to Randy Moss, and they each have set NFL records on the go-ahead touchdown.
He must have broke 3 tackles on this one, gave one guy a limp leg as he went underneath him trying to tackle him low. You can't do that either.
Don't you guys know you can't tackle beast mode like that?
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning back in. It's your boy Pelican Bay Kennels, giving you that dog news the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some's gonna like it, some ain't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Hit them like buttons up. Don't forget to get up in the comments, because I got a bunch of questions for today. Let's get into that dog news. First question up. First question I got for you ladies and you dog men out there, and this is opinionated. My question is, who is more influential in the dog game to you? In your opinion, Mr. Earl Tudor or Mr. Colby? Not who has the better dogs, not whose dogs influence, but those two guys as dog men themselves. Drop your opinion in the comments. Tell me what's what. Mr. Earl Tudor, Mr. Colby. Just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying which dogs were more influential, like I said before. Just my opinion. My answer for mine is Mr. Colby. Drop yours down in the comments. One thing I've been knew years back, the more dogs you get, the more friends you get rid of your dogs, you get rid of half the people that just hang around just because of the dogs. PBK9s is gonna be PBK9s, whether I got Shih Tzus, whether I got German Shepherds, whether I got Doberman Pinsches, whether I got any kind of dog, pit bull, whatever. That's the thing. A pit bull don't make Pelican Bay Kennels. Pelican Bay Kennels make the pit bull. Cause at the end of the day, I'm gonna be bulldog. I'm gonna be protection dogging it. I'm gonna be obedience dogging it. I'm gonna be all kind of dogging it. You know what I'm saying? Training them, doing this, doing that. That's just me. Like I say, and like everybody say, bulldogging and dogging ain't a thing. It's a way of life. It's a way of living. You know what I'm saying? Now the next thing I want to know, who's the better breeder between, y'all opinion, everybody out there opinion, all my ladies and gents out there, who's the better breeder between Jeep and Jocko? All right. Now, this is how we're gonna do this little question right here. We ain't gotta be all serious all the time with everything. Who's the better breeder between Jeep and Jocko? Okay, Jeep, you gotta get one or the other. Jeep bred to an American Bulldog or Jocko bred to a boxer. You got to get one of them. That'll show you which dog is the better breeder. And not necessarily because you got two different dogs on the bottom side, but Jeep to American Bulldog, Jocko to a boxer. Which puppy would you take? Now, what I want to know is, y'all opinion, what's the best protein shake out there? Between Vertex, between the RF1 Fuel, and for the, you know, a lot of guys, including myself, back in the days, I used Peak Performance. All right, now see, let me explain something to you about that. Mr. Garner, from what I know, was partners with another guy with Peak Performance way back in them days. They was partners. They had issues, they separated. Mr. Garner started his RF1 Fuel, and the Peak Performance, it was around in the early 2000s, and it was getting real hard for me to find it, to the point where I had to order it from overseas. But I think they kind of went out of business or something. I'm not even sure what's what with the Peak. But the Peak, myself personally, if I can get the Peak Performance right now, I would get the Peak Performance right now, because I've seen results with that stuff coming in a little container, powder, smell about like milk and a few more things. But you always see the results, and you can see the results in your dog. Once you stop feeding them, a week, 2 weeks go by, you start seeing, you can tell that you're not feeding your dog that stuff anymore. You know, but what's y'all opinion on the best protein shake 2022? The RF1 Fuel, Vertex, the Bully Max? You know, what's y'all opinion? Give me some feedback in the comments. Now my next question, 2022, would you rather have a pure Colby dog? Gotta have one or the other now. Pure Colby dog, pure alligator dog. You know, off the old school alligator and old school Colby stuff. Pure Colby, pure alligator. Don't get all sophisticated, start telling me, gee, off this dog, off that. No, man, I ain't talking about, like I say, relax sometime. You ain't got to be all that serious, you know. Pure Colby, pure alligator. Your whole pedigree say Colby, or the whole pedigree, you know, what up, the owner of alligator is saying hit, you know, in that pedigree, you know. Pure Colby, pure alligator. Which one would you rather have? Now, my opinion, just me, this is me, 2022 right now, I believe I'd rather have the pure Colby dog because of the way the mind frame of the game is right now. A lot of people like looks. Them Colby dogs are going to throw me some pure, pretty, white marking dogs, white heads, white bodies, cow patch this, solid color dogs. They're going to throw me a better variety of colors than the gator dog would right now. You know what I'm saying? In this mind frame of 2022, when people buying dogs off looks, when people buying dogs for this and buying dogs for that, instead of the working ability, then I'm going to go with the Colby dog. Now, the next thing I want to know, out of all the lines that we got, through all the years that we've been, you know, having these dogs, are the only pure lines we have are the mains, Red Boy, Jocko, Eli, Jeep, you know, the main lines. How about all the dogs on these rum lists, right? Did anybody take these dogs outside of the top 5 dogs on the rum list and make pure lines from them? Outside of the top 5, did anybody take any of these dogs and make pure lines from them? Did they take number 10 and make a pure line from him? Well, I'm going to say outside of the top 10 dogs. Did anybody take any of them dogs and make any family of lines from them dogs? Because it's like, the only time you see their name or hear about them is in the rum list. After that, only thing you're hearing about, you know, now is G, Eli, Boudreaux, Cardenas, Red Boy, Jocko, G. It's like the basics, you know what I'm saying? So those are just dog names. So what happened to all the other names of all these dogs in the rum list? There's no lines for these that people speak on. You know what I'm saying? That got to the point, or get to the point where people know them dogs commonly. They can speak them like they can speak yellow. They can speak them like Mayday and this dog and this dog and this dog. Those are just dogs' names. Are those the only dogs that was hitting on something? All right, now on a more serious note, we're going to talk about prices of these pit bulls and branding. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, some folk don't understand and some folk get it twisted. You know, it's a difference. The average low-level pit bull going to cost you over $1,000 with papers. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you cannot expect to pay the same thing from a dog from somebody you don't know as you're going to pay from Pelican Bay, as you're going to pay from this dog kennel, as you're going to pay from that dog kennel, as you're going to pay from this man or that man who trying to promote their brand. It don't make sense. If I'm going to get out here and sell a low-level pit bull for $1,000 and the man who ain't doing nothing, no kind of brand, no nothing for his kennel or anything for what he doing, he's selling for $1,000. What purpose does it make? It don't add up. You know what I'm saying? It don't add up. And somehow or another, you know, things got to get right, because folks selling people mediocre dogs for super high prices, and then when folk try to sell you a good dog for the price that it's worth, you know, you hesitant. And when it comes to branding, you know, it don't matter what kind of dog Chico sell you, you gonna pay for it because of the name. It don't matter what kind of dog Mr. Floyd sells you, you gonna pay for it because of the name. It don't matter what kind of dog Dark Dynasty sell you, for the all y'all that hate him out there. It don't matter what kind of dog he sell you, you gonna pay for it for the name. And that brings me to a subject. I thought these was the real pit bulls, right? It seems like these are the cheapest damn pit bulls out there. Every damn pit bull breed of dog is more expensive than the game dog. Why is that? Because we steady arguing, talking about this, hating, talking about that, hating on everybody, where everybody got their bull breeds of dogs getting money with them. Everybody in the pit bull world hating on each other, making pennies. And the ones who ain't making pennies, you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. But I thought this was the real pit bull. You talk about Dark Dynasty, people start nagging you, ragging you, this and that, but hating on the man. Folk giving you the blueprint to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Folk giving you the blueprint to certain things. It's about branding. It's about branding your name. Then anything you sell from that gonna pop off. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no difference what bloodline it is. They're gonna buy it just because. You know, and if they buy it, don't buy it just because, you know, and it's a good dog, it don't make no difference because your name behind it. You know, and that's what's gonna bring the dollar behind it. You know, so at the end of the day, folk can't expect to go get a dog from Timbuktu and, you know what I'm saying, nobody know him, period, and he charging you like this, and then you expect to go to somebody who millions of people know and get that same dog for the same price. No, man, it don't work like that. Folk don't work hard for nothing. Folk don't work hard for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I see why Chico do what he do. You know what I'm saying? See, when I say that, folk will be like, I don't care about what he did in his personal life. I'm talking about business-wise. You know what I'm saying? You got to disassociate yourself with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The man gave you a blueprint. Whether you look at it, study it, kick it out the door, whatever you do, that's up to you. But the man got his same dogs that he been running, same dogs that all these other folk having a hard time with, and he got them in places, getting them in the right hands. Because at the end of the day, you better ask yourself, 2022, is it better for you to get your dog in Manny Pacquiao hand, or is it better for you to get your dog in a good dog man, you know, on the East Coast or down south or up north, wherever you at? A great dog man, just a pit bull dog man. Is it better for you to get your dog in Manny Pacquiao's hands or a great dog man over here in 2022? Okay, you already know what the answer is. In 2022, is it better to get your game a top bred pit bull in LeBron James' hand? Or is it better to get it in somebody who out there winning 10, 20, 30 grand on them, doing good with them? Ask yourself that, you know what I'm saying? In actuality and reality, if you feel like these are the better folk to get your dog in the hands of right now, then it is what it is. It is what it is. Next, I want y'all to check this video clip right here out.
One thing they ain't never taken care of to me that I continue pushing for, and that's that mind, that drive. If I got that drive, I'll get the maximum that I need to see. And be able to record and notice that I'm getting. See my Roy's working. Power, strength, stamina. Don't mean shit if I can't get that dog to give it to me. Don't mean nothing. You can't get your dog's drive just as high as, and it don't take steroids to do that. My dog's gotta want it just as bad. If I can get him to want it just as bad as I want it, then I can get the exercise that I need to get me maximum strength.
My brother Twin, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And I'm gonna tell you like this here, a lot of folk ain't gonna understand it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folk ain't gonna understand it unless you do a trainer or indulge with them dogs in that type of way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folk ain't gonna understand it. You know what I'm saying? Being a game dog don't mean you got high drive. Just because you're a game dog don't mean you drive up the park. You know what I'm saying? Drive is something, you know, that gotta be there. You know, you can build up the strength, like he say. All the things you saying, all the things he say to the folk that didn't see the video, go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that he was saying is correct. You know, you can build that strength, you can build that other stuff, but that drive is something you're gonna need to be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all a quick example and help you understand it a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? Because work is work at the end of the day. All right, I can't just go take any Malinois, any Dutch Shepherd, any German Shepherd rather, any German Shepherd, and try to do certain things with it. You know, because it has to be bred that way. The drive has to be bred in them dogs. And then in them dogs, you have low drive dogs, medium and high drive dogs. But even the low drive dogs is higher drive dogs than the average dogs. You know what I'm saying? I take a low drive dog off that little and take it around your average dog. And you know what I'm saying? They make them look like mediocre. And that's low drive off high driven dogs. Bred that way, you know, and folks ain't gonna understand it, bro. Folks ain't gonna understand it, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to all my dog trainers out there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? That drive is something that's gotta be there. You need that heart to be there. You know what I'm saying? All us as humans, we all got a little fight in us, you know what I'm saying? But the ones that's in that ring getting that money, them boxers, they got that drive to do it. They the ones out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you go in that ring and you don't got the drive to be there, you know where you gonna be at in the first round. You know, if you don't got that drive, you gotta have that drive, man. That's what makes the better, the ones with the high drive, the people with the high drive, those are the successful people, high driven. The ones who don't take failure, the ones who, when they get bumped right here, they go around that bump and keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? Them high driven people, high driven dogs, same way. You know, you got people who just, when they get bumped that first time, they stop. They quit. They give up on their dream. They give up on their goal. Then you got the ones who get bumped the second and third time. They might make it to the third. They give up on their goal. You know, they was a little more high driven than the other ones. But you got some that nothing can't stop them, no matter what. High driven people. You know what I'm saying? They're going to reach success one way or another. You know what I'm saying? In the same way with the dogs. Same way. And I'm not sure as far as the breeding with the people, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the dogs, you know, you gotta have the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the right stuff. You gotta have that heart there, you know? That's all that matters, you know? And how can you know if the heart's there from a puppy? Ask y'all that, I'm asking y'all that. How can you know if the heart's gonna be there from a puppy But unless you bred it into them, you know what it's gonna be. When you confident, it's gonna be that. When it's not that, you disappointed because you know what it's gonna be already. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it's gonna be because you took this, you took that, and you put that together. You know, and it don't always come that way all the time. But 9 times out of 10, when you do the right things, you put the right stuff together, you know, you get the right drive that you're looking for. You know, and drive is something that gotta be there. You can build up this, you can shoot this, you can have all the rods in the world. But if that heart ain't there, it don't make no difference what you got. You can do all the calling, all the rubbing, this and that. That might work a rub or something. But other than that, you know, if that drive ain't there, you know, then what's the purpose of anything else? All that mouth, oh, he biting like an alligator. He doing this, he doing that. But he ain't got no heart. You know, he's showing heart on that because that's average. You know what I'm saying? That's average. He's showing heart on that. But when you put him on over average, you know, then he show you what you're made of. And at the end of the day, folks gotta realize, you know what I'm saying? Some lines are just far ahead of other lines. No matter how much breeding you do in this line, it ain't gonna take you to the level this line right here is working on. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta start with something. You can't bring nothing to the table and get something. Every now and then that works out like that. But then when you start doing your breeding, you start getting more than nothing. That's when you take 2 dogs that ain't nothing, and you might get 1 dog that's something, right? Alright, that 1 dog something. But then everybody wondering why that 1 dog that's something can't make no good puppies. Oh, he a grand champion, but he won't make a puppy worth a damn because he came off a little worth of nothing. His mama wasn't nothing, his daddy wasn't nothing, rest of them wasn't nothing. He was just so happened to be a good dog. And then you wonder why he won't produce. He ain't gonna produce because it ain't in him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't in him. But yet, we take a cold dog, but got it all in him. It's all in him. And he cold. Better know what you're doing before you put that dog down and get rid of him. Because he got it all in him. Somehow or another, it just ain't came out. I'm talking about his daddy a grand, his mama a grand, his daddy unstoppable 5 minutes, his mama unstoppable 5-10 minutes, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, it might be just ain't came out in him. But his production wise, he can produce it because it's in him. You know what I'm saying? It might not turn him out, but it's bred in him. You know what I'm saying? So he can produce. Most likely he's gonna produce. Every dog in his litter will probably be better than him. One or 2 cold dogs maybe at the most. You know, but if it's in him, you got a better chance of getting it out of a cold dog than getting it out of a dog that ain't got none of it in it, and he just pop up with a lucky grand champion out of the blue. He ain't got none of it in him. You're gonna get a whole bunch of bullshit for the next 10 years bred to that damn dog. Because you ain't gonna never get that same dog again. That 1 dog. You're gonna get all the other stuff that you were supposed to be getting. When you got that grand, all that bullshit you were supposed to be getting, that's what you're gonna get for the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Some dogs just gonna be on that level. Some dogs just gonna be on this level. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Everybody strive for what they like. Everybody strive for excellence. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We all try to do what we do with these dogs, and that's all that matters. Now, Brother Twin, the same way a lot of folk do understand about drive, but a lot of folk don't understand about drive, and they trying to figure it out the same way I tell them. They locking on these things with these dogs hanging from trees, right? They got them biting on it, shaking, looking all good, shaking, talking about how they building their mouth up. Got them on a spring, building their mouth up. That ain't building your mouth up. You want to make a dog bite harder? You want to make a dog bite harder with the perfect grip? Get you a sleeve wedge. You're not training him to bite people. You don't put it on your arm. You let him bite that wedge. That wedge gonna make him have to use his jaw power. You know what I'm saying? You building the dog's jaw power then. With a wedge. When you biting something like a tire, a little bicycle tire or an inner tube or something like that, that's not building jaw power. You know what I'm saying? You want to build jaw muscle power. And if you get a dog sleeve, it's called a wedge. You know, it's not soft. It's hard in the backside right here. It's made for a dog to bite and get a firm grip on and work his bite. You know, and a lot of folks don't understand that. They'll spend all this money on all this equipment when they can just go buy a wedge, probably about $30 to $100, sleeve wedge, $30 to $100 off eBay or Amazon, and just work their dog with biting that and watch how, you know, it's a process. You know what I'm saying? It's a process in teaching these dogs how to bite. You know what I'm saying? When you go up against somebody, you compete against somebody who done taught their dogs this, taught their dogs that, plus their dogs high driven, you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a problem, man. You're gonna have a problem. Because everybody don't resort to a meal or a little running and some weight pulling. You know what I'm saying? Some folk really get detailed with things. Some folk really get down to the core of things, you know what I'm saying? And do what the next man ain't gonna do. And another thing, back on the note where we was talking about a house dog being a soft dog, let me tell you the difference between a house dog and a yard dog, okay? There's a whole lot of difference. And one, yard dog seeing a whole lot more different things. You might have a chain accident, all right? 2 dogs are locked up, they going full-fledged on your yard, okay? You got 2 dogs. You got 2, say, you know, younger dogs. One in the house, one outside, all right? The one outside, he's on the chain or in the cage looking at these 2 full-fledged dogs, full-grown dogs going at each other, you know? He ain't getting bit. He on the edge of his chain barking, you know? And sometimes, you know, when dogs see stuff like that, it turns them on as well as being involved with that stuff, you know? Because just by him seeing that action, he gonna want that action now. Just by him seeing it, he gonna want it. If he keeps seeing it, you keep having yard accidents, this and that happen, he ain't never got touched before, nothing ever grabbed him. But he done seen a whole bunch of stuff out there in that yard, you know what I'm saying? From animals going by, cats walking by, if you stay in the country, coyotes, bears, deers, all this stuff is triggering him off throughout his young ages, triggering him off. When you're one in the house, is not triggered off by that stuff, you know, at far as on an everyday basis, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, nobody can't tell me, you know, that once that fully trained dog is bitten, that genetics is going to kick in. Now, there's one thing for a dog to be schooled out and you say, oh, the other dog jumped on him and he wasn't doing that much or whatever. Yeah, because the dog ain't schooled out. The dog is being trained. The dog is in a whole nother level, you know, so he don't know this and know that. All right. But genetics is something you can't train away. It's something that's in the dog. You know, that's why they say don't sell man biters. You can't train out the genetics of a man biting dog. It's just there. He's bred to bite, no matter what breed of dog it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why we want good temperamented Belgian Malinois, German Shepherds, and Dutch Shepherd dogs that's not just lunging out, attacking anybody. You want them to know when to bite, not just go bite for nothing. You know, you want them to know when to bite. Genetic, you can't take it out. But I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all have a great weekend. It's your boy PBK9s. Give you that dog news the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know what I'm saying? But we only here for the ones that like it. You know, we take the opinions of the ones that don't like it, and it's cool. We keep rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. PBK9s, and I'm out.